Hello, it is Molly Reamer with Bridget's Grove and 30 Days of Goddess with a flip through video of my October prayer book. These prayer books are available in our Etsy shop, which is bridgetsgrove.etsy.com, and then printable editions and practices, prayer cards, and more, as well as a whole 101 series and a free 7 Days of Goddess class are all available via 30daysofgoddess.com. So if you are new to the practice and want to catch up, go to 30daysofgoddess.com and there's a whole starter kit, tons of free printable resources, and even a prayer book file so you can make your own prayer book right there. But if you want to order one, they're also in the Etsy shop. So the card I used at the beginning is from Poetic Goddess, and I just loved this. I exist freely, unbound, and untamed. And look at this freely, unbound, and untamed October magic witchy lady flying by. I thought that was amazing. So I used that as the front piece of the book. Oh, and this sticker is also from her. This is a Loba sticker with the wolf woman getting ready to come out. Emerge and howl. Really enjoyed using my own cut your own decks this month, as well as art cards from Effie Wild. I'm one of her patrons on Patreon as well. This came from Tyler Thrasher, one of his ghostly glow-in-the-dark plants, and this came from Wee Moon. I found a book of stickers in our Halloween stuff that were supposed to be reusable stickers, and I've had it in that box for a long time, but I thought I know prayer book supplies when I see them, and so I used a lot of those stickers reoccur on the pages of my October book, both this one and the little mini version over there, which has a separate video about it. From a nature magazine, these are rose petals from my aunt's memorial service, which I had the honor of priestessing for my family. These permission slip cards were a little bonus I'd made for our Goddess Magic people on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Bridget/Goddess Magic. And so I got those printed out and had been adding them. These are from a Hay House free coloring book that I reduced to quarter-page size and printed out like that. I haven't really colored many of them. I just used them in black and white. Nature Conservancy magazine, I believe, which is date book. The pockets have the prayer cards. Oh yes, and then I started using, I had a Samhain Oracle printable deck from Alexis J. Cunningfolk of Warts and Cunning, and I started using, you'll see those start to be represented on every page that I used them. Every page kind of from, mostly from that point forward. Now, of course, I said that I don't see one on this actual page. This is from a older Witch's Date book that I bought on Amazon and specifically to cut up. So then I started cutting apart those oracle cards. So I picked one for every day and then I would cut apart and put it on. Also from Wee Moon, also from Witch's Date book, also permission slip for me. And then a lot of these pockets have a prayer in them, either from the prayer cards that are included in the back of the book. I don't know if there's any left in here if I tore them out. There's tear out prayer cards in the back of the books. And so most of these pockets, oops, that one needs to be reinforced. Most of these pockets have the prayer card or one of the cutout quote unquote stickers in them. That's one of those Samhain Oracle cards. And then I also used prayers from the Cut Your Own Expansion pack. These are from Kristen at Under the Moon Academy or Over the Moon Academy. I always forget if it's under or over. And I really like that little oracle deck. And so I was using some of those cards. Another powerful image from Witch's Date book. I kind of followed an overall similar theme with my pages in October, where I kind of just have certain elements and then I include pieces from each of those, pieces from each category of element, so to speak, on the pages. So something from Witch's Date book, something from somebody else that I'm a patron of, my own rune, cutout runes, my own daily graphics, which these are available for our Goddess Magic community as well, patreon.com/Goddess Magic. They get a set of these color images at the beginning of every month, so then they can use them as sort of a oracle deck or just a daily affirmation reminder card as we move through the month. And then I do post those graphics on social media every day, but the Goddess Magic people are the ones who have access to them as a full file. So then that page lifts up. It's a card, a greeting card, and then I put some content from the Witch's Daybook in there as well. That's from a journal I got at Five Below and then cut up. From that Samhain Oracle, from Effie Wild, from Witch's Daybook, my own little cards. This is a great Pumpkinhead sticker from Water of Whimsy, Reagan. I'm blanking on her last name all of a sudden, but Reagan somebody. Also from Water of Whimsy, Effie. This came in art mail from Amanda Fall of the Phoenix Soul. Permission slip, Samhain Oracle card. Lot going on. But as I said, like I was kind of following, it's not exactly a formula, but I was following kind of a similar structure for my pages. And you can really see a big difference if you go back through my videos in how they change. And I love seeing how the dominant color scheme changes from month to month. So you'll see a lot of oranges and reds and jack-o'-lanterns and permission slips and fall colors and leaves. That's from Effie as well. That's from Effie as well. That coming in to play so that you could really see. I don't think you'd have to see the month written down to know which month in which I was creating, because the color palette really changes. My Instagram is the same way. I've noticed, like if you flip through if you look at the grid on my Instagram, it's just very color. I think I'm a lot more influenced by color than I actually realize, which I do know the color of the goddesses really, really matters and really has a powerful influence on our experience of them. But I think I don't realize sometimes how personally influenced I am by color, but it shows up. Like anybody looking from the outside could see how influenced by color I am, but I don't necessarily cognitively think of it that way or consciously think about the color. It just comes through. This one, of course, now isn't quite as colorful, and that's just how it is, because now that I was talking about it. Oh, almost every month I find there's a rune that didn't make it onto its next page, because I choose the rune in the morning when I'm sitting on my porch swing. Porch swing's over there. I choose the rune in the morning when I'm sitting on the porch swing, and I have it in a little pocket. I have the runes, let me see. Oops. I make sure there's a pocket, so then the runes are in there. And I choose one in the morning when I'm sitting on the porch swing, but I don't have anything else glued down yet. And I write. So I'm sitting on the porch swing. I'm bearing witness to the unfolding of the day. I'm writing my poem. I'm listening to what I can hear. I'm singing. I'm, keeping my ears and heart and mind like open to the touch of the sacred, to the whispers of the goddess. And I stick the rune into the previous day's pocket, so that when I do go to work on the page for the next day or for that day, it's ready and picked out. So it's there, but I always stick it in the pocket the day before. And then sometimes, very occasionally, I will discover that I have never then gone to retrieve it and include it on my page. And it's always funny when I see that, because I would have said I did it for all of them, and I'm surprised when I see one that pops up not done. And then you know what? I don't usually go back and quote unquote fix it. I just let it be. This one's just loose in the pocket. That is how it is. This one has a tiny book made on a tea bag tag, and then, kind of fishing lure attached with a sticker. This was a card from Amanda Fall as well. She sends out art mail every month. So I made it into an open thing. There's little prayers in there. Kelly Lincoln of Dancing Goddess Dolls sent out a bookmark this month to her patrons. Another card. That's from Tyler Thrasher also. He just stopped his Patreon. So that's the last probably of little cards, but I had to put that in there because it's a Sail on Fire, which was perfect for the day, being slow. More of my permission slips, more from the Sound Oracle. So I feel like these pages, they're not repetitive exactly, because there's a lot going on with them, but there's a broad overall theme that I really feel like you can feel. This was a sticker from Elizabeth Wilder. She sent me that. And then I colored, if you watched the video about the smaller prayer book, you would have seen this image in there as well. But this one I colored, my kids and I actually, except for, look, I forgot the little well. And then I noticed it a couple times and I never went back and colored it. And, you know, there's some liberation there. I spoke of these as our, you know, books of liberation, a process of liberating our spirituality and, you know, dancing with the goddess in the present. And so sometimes that means that our little wells didn't get colored, and that's okay. So I was listening to an audiobook with my kids so then we ended up all coloring the same page together while we were working on schoolwork, and that was really fun. And everybody's turned out different and cute. More leaves represented. Sometimes I do cut up my daily post graphics. Usually I use them intact, but sometimes I do cut them up. A lot of stuff in this pocket. I'm having trouble maneuvering to get it out. That's like a tiny book, extra stuff from the Samhain Oracle. These were book covers from UU World magazine, and I liked their messages, so I included them. That was from UU World as well. And I apologize for some choppiness here. My phone is running out of storage, and so it keeps cutting out, and I'm gonna have to string these little clips back together. So if I'm repeating myself or it seems a little jumpy, that is because I'm gonna have to string together multiple pieces. So I'm gonna kind of hurry up and get through with this. This was from UU World as well. This is from Poetic Goddess as well. I'm not always that interested in skeleton type imagery, but that was the art card, and so I went ahead and decided to use it. You know, this is the season. I was working on some teeny tiny books of In the Temple of the Ordinary Woman runes, so I added them there. This is from a travel magazine, or maybe it was Sierra Club magazine, and I really liked that style, so I used that. We were having a Halloween party, and I had these sticker sheets to give away, and then I decided to use one, and she's a little wild looking, and I decided why not use her, and it's especially funny for refresh because she doesn't look that refreshed. Oops. So this was super fun. This is from Love and Light School on Instagram, Ashley Levy, and this is a little set of charm casting tokens with a cauldron that you can put them into, which just delighted me to no end. And that is a digital file that you can then buy and get printed out. So I didn't actually get to use them very much because I didn't see that they were available till the month was almost over, but I went ahead and added them to my book, and then I put them in with my Halloween stuff for next year, and so I'll use them next year. Another one of those sticker pages. And then this amazing card was from Water of Whimsy as well. I just love it. It was so cute. And so it was fitting to use that on Samhain as the ending image for the book. And then this is from Kelly Lincoln of Dancing Goddess Dolls as well. I actually had to trim it down to make it fit, but I liked that. And then I believe this is, yes, I was doing a reading for the launch of Crone Initiation from Girl God Books, and that was part of my reading, and this was the day we did it, so I stuck that into the pocket. Then the sound didn't record, so I had to redo it. And if you go to the Girl Gods Facebook page and click on videos, you can see all the readings from all of those powerful crones, and it's pretty cool. This was a leaf that I caught as it fell to the air, so it's never touched the ground, and I always feel like that is a little bit of fall magic. I always like to try to catch a leaf that's never touched the ground and then make sure it's never touches the ground. And then I didn't actually end up using my Woman Runes layouts in these books this time, and I was really inspired and wrote a whole major amount of stuff for my This I Believe class that I'm taking with Patricia Lynn Riley and Monette Chilson of Woman Spirit Reclamation, and I was someday I might be able to share some of that writing. It might be basically too deep, too personal, and too intense. This card came from Wee Moon when they sent it to me with a note about my Holy Days writings, and so I kept that. These Color Your Own tarot cards were from a workshop I went to at Gaia Goddess Gathering, and I decided to keep them in here to kind of guard some space in this book, or to just to stay here. It felt like the right place to put them. And then also from Kelly Lincoln, Mood Tracker for the month, and then a Wee Moon postcard, because this is really when I started to work with Wee Moon 2023 and prepare the things I'm going to offer. Our live circles for 30 Days of Goddess and Goddess Magic next year will be shaped around the holy days. And then my in-person circle is also, I think, going to be shaped around the holy days. So it's really important, and that really crystallized for me when I was working on this book, or when I was preparing this book. So I had used that for the back cover reinforcement because I was really feeling that so strongly. So anyway, this is 30 Days of Goddess from October. And remember that you can go to 30daysofgoddess.com anytime you want, and you will find ample prompts, prayers, practices, and processes there that can nourish and support and strengthen you as you walk a goddess-centered path and create a space for the sacred and for yourself in your very own life. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.